Prime Minister Modi is in the UAE. It's familiar turf for him. He first visited the country in 2015. He was just finding his feet on the global stage, which is not the case anymore. He's now a seasoned world leader. This is the Prime Minister's 7th trip to the UAE, possibly his last one before the general election. So what's lined up? Let's start with the arrival. Prime Minister Modi was welcomed in Abu Dhabi by the UAE President, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, also known as MBZ. Both men exchanged a warm hug and pleasantries. Then Prime Minister Modi inspected a guard of honor. Take a look. So pomp done, time for business. Modi and MBZ launched the UAE's new domestic card system. It's called the J1. The card itself is based on India's RuPay cards. Think of it as India's Visa or MasterCard. Prime Minister Modi gifted MBZ a card with his name on it. The Emirati leader used it to make a transaction on camera. It's a sign of the financial synergy between the two sides. India's UPI payment system is already working in the UAE. It's a big help for the diaspora. Around 3.5 million Indians live and work in the UAE. They regularly send money back home, so the UPI and RuPay cards will help them. After launching this service, Modi and MBZ sat down for talks. The Prime Minister made some opening remarks. He said coming to the UAE feels like coming home. Listen in.
मुझे हमेशा लगा है कि जब मैं आपके पास आया हूं, आप लोगों के बीच आया हूं, तब हमेशा लगा है कि जैसे मैं अपने ही घर में आया हूं, अपने ही परिवार के ही सदस्यों के साथ मैं मिलने आया हूं, ऐसा मैं हमेशा अनुभव कर रहा हूं। और आज भारत और यूएई के बीच में हर क्षेत्र में एक साझी भागीदारी हो रही है। आज भी हम कई महत्वपूर्ण फैसले करने जा रहे हैं।
Around 8 agreements have been signed. These are the most important ones. Number one, a bilateral treaty on investments. The UAE is the 4th largest investor in India. It is lining up projects worth $50 billion. Chances are this treaty will help. Number two, a deal on digital infrastructure projects. Both countries are betting on the tech boom. They're focusing on semiconductors and artificial intelligence. This deal will help combine forces. Whether it's investment, funds or know-how, they'll work together. Number three, a new agreement on the India-Middle East Economic Corridor. You may remember it. This project was unveiled last year at the G20. The plan is to link Europe to India. And Israel too is part of that plan. But the war in Israel has raised questions on its future. Would the corridor ever take off? That's the doubt now. So Prime Minister Modi and MBZ have reaffirmed their faith in it. Number four, financial deals. India's UPI has been linked to the UAE's ANI systems. The RuPay has been linked to the UAE's J1 card. So the talks delivered. Some very important deals were signed. Later, the Prime Minister headed for his diaspora event. It's called Elan Modi. It's a bit like Howdy Modi in the US. Elan means hello. More than 65,000 people registered for this event. They packed into the Zayed Sports City Stadium. Take a look.
And the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi.
It's been a feature of Prime Minister Modi's foreign trips, these diaspora events. They're attended by tens of thousands of people. But what's the idea behind it? Well, for the diaspora, it's a way to connect, to feel close to their homeland. And for the Prime Minister, it's a diplomatic tool. These events showcase the power and influence of the Indian community in various countries. They also offer the Prime Minister a popularity boost. Who doesn't like this? So that was today's events in the UAE. Tomorrow will be even bigger. Prime Minister Modi will inaugurate a Hindu temple near Abu Dhabi, the biggest one in the Gulf. Also a sign of the close relationship Today, the Prime Minister narrated how the temple plan was approved. Listen to this.
BAPS का मंदिर बनना आपके सहयोग के बिना ये संभव ही नहीं था और मेरी पहली मुलाकात थी। मैंने सिंपली आपको रिक्वेस्ट की कि जरा आप देख लीजिए और पलक झपकते ही आपने उसका निर्णय करके मुझे बता दिया कि आप बस जगह पर ऐसे उंगली रख दीजिए, आपको जगह मिल जाएगी। शायद इतना विश्वास, इतना प्यार अपने आप में एक बहुत ही अनोखे संबंधों की ये शक्ति को दर्शाता है।
Clearly, the personal ties have helped. Modi called MBZ his brother. And both leaders have always found time for each other. Last month, MBZ traveled to India. He held a road show with Prime Minister Modi in the state of Gujarat. It was a big deal for him because MBZ is not the speech or rally kind of leader. In that sense, he's very different from Prime Minister Modi. But the two leaders have made it work. Today, their friendship has taken this relationship to new heights.
From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.